We're doing good. Feeling really good about those guys. I think we, really deep, obviously, deep since I've been here, and especially in terms of guys that can go. And in fact, sometimes it's kind of hard to get them all reps because they're all really good players and deserve to be around behind a really good offensive line. So I got about 5 guys right now. I'm repping with the ones and the twos. So
Now, back in the past, Memphis had explosive players in the backfield position. How explosive are your players? I know Ducker and they showed little flashes of it, but can they be consistent for 12, 13 games?
Absolutely. I think Sutton Smith's got a lot better. He made his debut last year versus Tulane, but he's gotten a lot better, and he's an explosive player as far as just being able to stretch the field and take it to the house. Another one right there is Blake Watson. Can really run. I knew he could run because I played against him in the past before, and he's hitting some big runs on us. But seeing it in person, all right, especially in practice, and if not every day, every other day, he breaks one, and you definitely see it. So I'm definitely excited to see those two guys, especially from an explosive play standpoint.
When you talk about Sutton, what is the improvement that he's made? What's the biggest step?
The biggest thing, man, everything that we've asked him to do, he's done in terms of really truly trying to develop his body. I think that was the biggest issue with him, obviously coming in as a freshman. Nobody's physically ready, and to play running back, we brought him in here obviously to be a little bit versatile, do a little bit of running back, a little bit of slot. But he really had to get his weight up. He came in about 178. That's very hard to play running back. All right, at 178 pounds, especially talking about Division I FBS football. So he's done a really good job. He's consistently in between that 190, 195 there. All right, and that's kind of where he needs to be to really give himself a chance for longevity. That's what it's about. And, we don't need him for a game. We need him for a season. So you got to really build your body up. He's gotten stronger. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten faster. So he's developed his body to really be able to perform this season.
Having depth is obviously a positive, but what challenges does it present when you've got 5 guys who are in contention to be that 1 or 2 spot?
That's right. We're getting closer and closer, and obviously, everybody wants to play, and that's a good thing, especially the guys I have in my room, and they're all worthy in my opinion. But the biggest thing right there, man, everybody got to, at some point, especially when things are defined, got to take on the role. And we're going to try our best right there to get all those guys on the field, very similar to how it was done in the past, but at the same time right there, obviously 1 or 2 guys at the most are going to take the field, and those other guys just got to be ready.
How well have the backs the game in the blocking, the techniques and schemes? Because that's very important in this game, especially with court, for the other backs and for protecting quarterback. How have their blocking ability improved over the years?
It's been good. It's been really good. Not sure if you recall, but last year we were responsible for 0 sacks. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep it going. Running backs were responsible for 0 sacks, and that's something right there that obviously me as the coach right there take very personal. You know what I'm saying? Protection and obviously holding on to the football is very important. And I think we did a really good job with that last year, and the goal is continue to do the same.
When you talk about touches, right, Memphis is an offense that isn't shying away from using its running backs in the receiving game. How much does that allow you to use running backs in different ways to get some of those touches outside of just running the ball?
Absolutely. It helps obviously create more opportunity, and that's what it's about, especially when you have multiple guys in that room who are worthy to be on the field. And that's what we're going to do with a lot of those guys. Obviously, Sutton's very versatile. Blake started his career as a wide receiver. He's very versatile. So we have that ability, and we've been repping those guys at pretty much both positions right there just to get those guys ready just from a mental standpoint, because obviously you got to know what to do. Ability-wise, they can do it. So just preparing them for that position right there, especially to be able to do a little bit of a slot. We've been doing that, just getting those guys ready, putting them in those situations and roles to get them ready for that opportunity.
You essentially answered my question right there. You're deep at running back. You feel like your running backs are versatile as well, like you have a goal line back, speedster, pass catcher?
Absolutely. For the most part, I feel like most of those guys are every down backs, but because of the past of some of those guys, like I mentioned with Blake, he started as a receiver. He can do it. He understands pass game. He understands leverage, all of those things there to be really good on the outside. But we also do have some bigger guys. Obviously, Brandon Thomas was a really good goal line back for us last year. He didn't finish the season, but he still finished the season with 7 touchdowns because he was really efficient on goal line. Duck was not bad, and obviously Blake coming into the picture. Sutton actually got a little bit of work today, because that's something he wants to do. He's trying to be and develop himself to be the complete back. Well, that's part of it, to be that complete back, we can't take you out on goal line. So, and he actually did a pretty good job today. He has really good vision, obviously very slippery right there, and found his way in the end zone. So we definitely have, a very deep group. Those guys are very versatile, but at the same time, I have to train those guys to be able to do it all. So.
Coach Joe still talks about you can't just have one guy getting every carry within the community. Is that something when you go to this room and there's all these guys that want to play, you tell them, look, like someone's going to be
Well, I just think that's just college, the game, especially the position nowadays. Back in the day, man, yeah, you fed a guy 40 times, and he didn't play long, okay? I definitely want to feed those guys, but at the same time right there, you got to have a number one, and then you got to have obviously some guys to back him up to help him throughout that process right there. We don't want to beat no one guy up, and especially with the guys we got in that room, we have to get those guys on the field, all right? Because, anywhere from 2 to 3 of them could be part of our best 11. So we definitely got to find ways right there to get those guys on the field. But again, you definitely got to have more than one.
So at this point in time, what is your main focus with your running backs as you guys are a couple of weeks away from the start?
I guess main focus right now at this point, just continue to clean up, just all the little things, continue to be sharp right now. In my opinion, we've done most of the physical work in terms of just getting in shape, getting football conditioning, and the hardening of your body right there, especially in fall camp, the physicality of it, again, hardening your body right there to prepare yourself for the longevity of the season. I think more so now, especially where we're at right there, I think it's more so about getting to the point where we're starting to learn our opponent and start locking in on who we're about to play. And get those guys get their legs back up on them, but again, start focusing more on the schematics and the opponent.
How do you find ways to get Sutton into space? Because he's the type of back that works well in open space.
That's right.
So how do you get him in more open space where Brandon, you have to, just go get it? How do you get him in more
Absolutely.
open space?
One easy way to do that is just put him out there. We're gonna put him at receiver. We're gonna line him up at receiver at times, and also with another back. That's the way to get 2 backs on the field. Especially some of the guys we got back there, and that's one of the ways that we're gonna have to use to get those guys on the field together. Again, we prepare Sut for it. He's a very smart young player, because I think that's what it starts with. You have to have knowledge of the game and have to be able to retain that knowledge to be able to play multiple positions, and he can. He's a smart young player and obviously good enough to do it. So. And I've told coach and the offensive coordinator, like, hey, let's not hold back on these guys, because one thing about it, Sutton's very smart, and we have a lot of older guys who play a lot of football. Brandon Thomas played a lot of football. Javion Douglas played a lot of football. Blake Watson's played a lot of football. So don't hold back on these guys. These guys are more than capable to learn more than one thing. We would really be hamstringing ourselves if we did not put a lot on them. So
A few months ago, you talked about just your philosophy and what you're teaching your guys, how to win the open space battle in terms of attacking angles and so on.
That's right.
How have they taken to that?
I think they've taken really well to it, because again, I just put so much emphasis on it, and I try to prepare those guys, especially with a lot of video. PFF is a great deal, but I try to prepare those guys with video, especially guys who are doing it in the NFL, because I think a lot of those guys have NFL aspirations. So I want to show those guys that are great in the NFL doing these things and making these plays. So and continue to coach off of it, especially how I'm coaching, attacking the leverage and cutting on the weak shoulder, those things right there. So again, just continue to hammer it, and again, just making sure those guys got some video to go along with the coaching point, so I can show them the examples and talk through exactly what I'm trying to get them to understand. So just continue to do that right there, and again, continue to show them guys a lot of the players that they already like in the NFL, showing them the things that we're trying to get done. I think it's been really good.
Without being specific, what do you positive you brought from the scrimmage you had, just from your back perspective?
From this past weekend?
Yeah.
The positive one, obviously, we stayed healthy. I think that's very important, especially this time, But again, I thought all those guys made plays, man. And the thing about it, because there are so many of them, my challenge to those guys was start fast. I think that's very important right there. You got to start fast, because I'm not about to, and we're not in the position right now to just put one guy out there for 30 plays. I got 5 guys that need evaluations. And that want evaluation. So those guys knew prior to going into that deal that you guys got to start fast. Okay, you can't wait for the game to come to you. You got to go out there, start fast, and make plays early on. And I think that's what all of them did. I really do. Specifically talking about the 5 guys that I'm talking about. All those guys came in, had a fast start, and made plays early. So.
Is Brandon, in terms of Brandon, is he in a place physically where he's competing?
Absolutely.
100%.
He's 100%. The labrum deal is fixed now. He went through spring, so and he's been here all fall. So Brandon's back. He's ready to roll, fresh legs, running around. So still excited about Brandon, what he can bring to the table.
Thanks, Coach Dawkins.
Yes, sir.